Hello, this is Claudia Gold of ShameIntoJoy.com. Today I'd like to talk to you about myths about shame, and I'll talk to you about three, and the word we'll use to remember them is toy. So this is another toy for your toolbox to turn shame into joy. The first T is for true, as in shame isn't always true. The O is for only one in the universe, which sometimes people think they are when they feel shame. And the Y is for that a shame message you received from a parent, teacher, or from the wider culture is about you. And now I'll explain them. The T is that a shame message that you got was true. Now, it might be that somebody had a stomach ache and was grouchy and just yelled at you, and you thought, well, I'm a terrible person. Or perhaps your sister didn't want to play with you, and you just felt like, oh, I'm not good enough. So you see, it had nothing to do with you, and it wasn't true. It was just people that didn't have patience or kindness or maturity, development to honor the true you and what you really deserve, which is like kindness and love. And sometimes that gets clogged up in our system, and we need to update it and go, wow, that wasn't me. That wasn't true. The O is for only one in the universe. Sometimes when we feel shame, it's like there's 15 million other people feeling shame at the same time, but we feel in our closet, in our room alone, we're the only one in the universe. And it's time for a shame out, for all of us to just stand up and say, I'm in the closet too, and I feel shame too, and screw it. The Y is for that the shame message was about you. And as you can see, these different myths kind of interrelate. Yes, it's not true, and it's not necessarily about you. Well, you know about projection, how people feel certain stresses about themselves and they dump it. Well, it might be that you got some shame messages that had nothing to do with you. They were not about you at all. It might have been about the person that was giving you the message or the culture that was uptight. For instance, if somebody called you a slob, well, it might not have been that, well, maybe you were a slob, but maybe they didn't have the skill to know how to teach you how to effectively clean your room without screaming at you or something. So it's not that you were a slob, it's just they didn't have the skills to teach you as a child how to, in a creative, fun way, clean up the room. Or perhaps they called you a nasty, nasty name, maybe a tramp or something like that, because the culture said, which, a relative told me at one time that painting her toenails earned her being called a tramp. So sometimes the culture, certain cultures have things that they shame, and then if a person from that culture will shame somebody else and pass the shame along. So as you see, shame is not always true. You're not the only one in the universe that feels it. And it's most often not about you if you've gotten a shame message. So watch when somebody's flinging some shame messages. It's often not true. You're not the only one who's receiving that kind of shame. And it's probably not about you, or else it would be kind and loving, wouldn't it? So that's Claudia Gold of Shame Into Joy signing off and inviting you to visit my website. I have an upcoming Lighten Up Shame teleseminar, 5 weeks coming up, and I'd love for you to be there. Bye for now.